高画堂スタジオシマリスさんチーム。白衣性恋愛症候群リセラピー。
been talking for like 5 minutes and my my microphone is muted. Because sometimes I push the button and it doesn't work. Sometimes I push it and it doesn't work. Thanks for pointing that out, Yuki. How you doing? But I was just saying, I think it's funny how yesterday we were talking about, like, you know, what would happen if I just, like, didn't show up one day? And then I almost oversleep my stream because I woke up at, like, 1:45. Because I woke up at 12:30 and I went to the bathroom and I'm like, let me just close my eyes for, like, another, you know, 15, 20 minutes. And then I wake up and boom, an hour and a half passed. It's like, oh, For Han minimum games take forever in Mahjong. That does sound like a pain. I got first place at my first silver table last night. I was really happy about that. It was funny, the timing too, because Heidi comes into my stream and she's like, are you silver yet? And I'm like, no, but I will be soon. And then, hold on, let me pull it up. I get first, second, first for the night. Oh, that reminds me, I have to, do my Azure Lane boats. So give me another second while we, give a little bit of time for everybody to, get in here. First, second, first, yeah. It was pretty funny. I went on a tear last night. I couldn't tell you, like, the best hand that I got, but I do remember whatchamacallit? I reached really early on looking for a pair, and I'm like, it's never gonna come. And then the very next person puts it down, and I'm like, yes. And then I'm also learning how to play better with when opening up a hand and understanding what I need to do with the Yaku and whatever. Richi Ipatsu Tanki. Yeah. I'm getting better at understanding, you know, what exactly I need to look for. Alright, don't mind me, I'm just doing my Azure Lane boats. And, what the others said, it's like, when you get to a certain level, you can autopilot all of that and analyze how the other people play, so you don't lose to them, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, yeah. You know, I'm nowhere near that level yet, but it's getting there. I just gotta still figure out my own stuff. Limit break hardy. Was it 3 so? I don't think so. It all comes with experience. Yeah. I did get a pretty good hand. I think the highest value hand was like 1,200 points. But again, I couldn't tell you what was in it. Oh, I was so upset. Because the Khan, or the Dora was 5s. Oh, no, the Dora was 4, so that means the shiny tiles were 5s. And I had a pair, one of them was a red 5, and then a 5 in my hand. And then I conned, like, the 6 of bamboo. I just conned it. It was a closed con on the 6 of bamboo. And then the next Dora is flipped up and it's the 5 of bamboo. So I'm like, I have 7 shiny tiles in my hand. I need to win this. And then, like, 2 turns later, some asshole wins with all simples and that's it, with an open hand. It only gets 1,000 points. I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? I was so upset. Oh, I lied. It was first, second, first. I know, I was so upset. I'm like, why are you winning with this hand? It's so bad. I was so upset. That's the one thing I'm gonna have to get used to, is like having a really good hand and just not winning with it because other people will win with whatever the hell they can scrape together, especially at low elo. What's up? Thank you very much. How are you doing? I am about to play some Yuri Nurses, but first I am... whatchamacallit? I am doing my daily upkeep with my boats in Azure Lane. And then I'm gonna start. We're gonna be finishing up the after story for the chief. And then, depending on time, I don't know if I want to find a super secret hidden special character. Because that would be a little bit of time. You're good? I am doing sleepy because I woke up a little bit late. So now I am using my time now to catch up on all of my nonsense that I would usually be doing if I were laying in bed and had an extra hour on my hands. No, now I'm doing this. I'm making you people wait and suffer to this background music. Kitakaze. I think I'm good now. Close BlueStacks. Alright. And I think we're ready to go. This is the after story for the chief. So for the new people in the channel, the plot of this game... let's just go in blind. If you're new, let's just go in blind. I'm currently dating my boss. That's all you need to know. It's already spring. A year and a half has passed since Hatsumi and I communicated our feelings, and it will soon be 2 years since I came to Yurigahama. About the time we had just gotten all romantic with each other, an issue was exposed in the surgical ward 1 floor below us. They apparently had semi-regular problems in the past, so this time they reorganized their staff. It was internal bullying and hazing. The internal medicine ward was as stable as it could be, and with the efforts of the head nurse Tokiwa in charge of both the surgical and internal medicine wards, the outpatient ward had calmed down too. Since things had slowed down, hospital management seems to have welcomed this trouble with open arms. They handled the lack of staff in the surgical ward with part-time workers and contractors. With the help of Hatsumi, a reliable person she knew as a student became the surgical ward chief. How did the rest of Sumo go? Things are getting interesting. The person who was 5-0 lost, so now there's a big tie for first place. The most important thing you need to know are that Takakeisho the Ozeki and Shodai, the man who needs 14 wins to become Ozeki, are currently tied for first. So if Shodai wants to move up in the ranks, he basically needs to get the Yusho here, which is going to be very difficult because Takakeisho is also looking really good. So now there's a big tie. There's Asanoyama, who started off really terribly, is now 3-3 as well, so it's not like he's out of the race yet either. So things are going to be getting interesting. And we mentioned it last night too in the Sumo Discord I'm in, that there's been a lot of like really exciting bouts in terms of like people having to dance around on the Tawara and like get back into the ring. There's been a decent amount of those. Like a lot of defensive bouts too, where it's like, you know, one person will attack, the other one will have to make a move to block, that kind of thing. It's pretty good. Alright. Tokiwa is head nurse of both the internal medicine and surgical ward, and she supports the chief of surgery. So Hatsumi is now virtually both the chief and head nurse of the internal medicine ward, making her very busy. She's always the same when she's working, and the chief is strict when wearing her uniform. I'm working my hardest every day because I want to help her. She seems to understand my feelings, and when she takes off her uniform for the day, she's very passionate. This is the chief's room, by the way. She's a fucking mess. Oh. As soon as we get home, she grabs me tightly and kisses me. It's such a sweet kiss. Still. I pull my lips away and I can't help but frown at what I see before my eyes. Sometimes she tells me to shut up and other times to not be silent. Ugh, why is her bare face so cute? She's like borderline a hoarder. She never finishes her books. She leaves stuff out. She Like, she literally never finishes her books because she'll read halfway through and be like, I don't want to know what happens because I don't want it to end. And then she'll just leave it lying around in her room. Hatsumi slightly nods her head as though she were embarrassed. I shouldn't say this to an older woman, but her being nervous is super cute.
大丈夫です。初美さんが大変なのは分かってます。私は仕事はまだまだで、初美さんのフォローができるレベルじゃないから、私生活くらいはフォローさせてください。あなたは頑張っていると思うわ。初めて会った時とは比べ物にならないくらいよ。
That's because when we first met, I was a complete beginner.
でも、まだ叱られることが多くて。みんな、あなたの成長を認めているから叱るの。あなたが頑張らない子だったら、誰も相手にしないわ。
She kisses me softly on my forehead.
そうでしょうか。
I know there's no point in comparing, but no matter what, I compare myself to Hatsumi. Sometimes it hurts to be next to Hatsumi like this because I know that I can't do my job properly.
だから、そんな風に自分を卑下してはダメ。
Hatsumi softly kisses me as though she read my mind.
それに、あなたが急速に成長してしまうと、私の楽しみがなくなってしまうわ。初美さんの楽しみ？あなたはあなたのスピードでゆっくりと成長してゆけばいいの。私が教えたことを吸収していって、あなたらしい純粋な心を残したまま、公私ともにパートナーになってくれれば。初美さん。
She gently embraces me.
成長を急ぐあまりに心を壊す人もいるのよ。そんなあなたを見たくないわ。
Feels like Hatsumi's feelings are pouring out. Hatsumi has probably seen a lot of newcomers up until now. Some of those newcomers may have lost their soft and fragile hearts or self-destructed after pushing themselves too hard. Hello, James Games.
大丈夫ですよ。
I softly wrap my arms around her back while in her embrace.
私は大丈夫です。だって、
You're about to watch some cute girls kissing each other.
こうして支えてくれるから。だから壊れたりなんかしません。香り。
For a moment, Hatsumi buries her face in my shoulder as though she's trying to hide that she's on the verge of tears. Her hair brushes up against my ear and I find myself taking a step back from the ticklish sensation. Then... Hold on a second. I love the noises this girl makes. So cute. A mountain of papers piled up knee-high falls down and then hit a tower of books nearby also collapses. One of the heavier books hit me right in a tender spot on my knee. That was her being hit in the knee. Now I find myself in a position where I'm nearly hanging from Hatsumi after losing my balance from the book hitting my knee.
Kaori? 大丈夫?
I'm about to cry because of the pain, but I can't cry here. I mean, I could tell by her expression how worried Hatsumi is about me.
大丈夫です。
Though reluctantly, I release Hatsumi from my tight grip and begin to tidy up the books that have fallen down at my feet. Hatsumi seems flustered and begins to go through the clothes and papers that were scattered near her. Shucks. I was thinking today would finally be the day, since I haven't been to Hatsumi's room in a while. But, yet again, my plans to spend a quiet evening with Hatsumi, taking a bath and going to sleep together, are foiled by another massive cleanup operation. As soon as I get back to the nurse's station after handling the nurse call, I get told off without the chance to say my side of the story.
検査から電話来たで。うちがお願いしとった308のグッチーの血中濃度どないなっとるねん。
Whiny. I forgot! Whiny is the nickname of the patient, Mr. Amoki, who was hospitalized in room 308. It's just that he complains a lot, so we use the nickname Whiny for this patient at the nurse's station. That's rude as fuck. Truth is that we shouldn't call patients by nicknames, but Yamanouchi isn't someone who minds that.
武士の情けや採血の準備を済ませたった。そこのトレイ持ってはよ行ってこんかい。
While being yelled at, I take the silver tray that Yamanouchi prepared for me and hurry out of the station. Even then, in spite of it almost being my 3rd year here, to Yamanouchi, I'm still only the newcomer. In actuality, since I've started working here, new people like part-time and temp workers arrive, but nobody is assigned to the internal medicine ward as a regular employee, so in effect, they're still on the bottom. I want to stop being called a newbie soon, but I still have a lot of hiccups when it comes to my job, so I can't exactly insist on that just yet. Hatsumi told me to take my time, but I can't help feeling upset when I'm still getting called a newbie. Finish taking Amoki's blood, take the sample to the inspection room, and then return to the station.
お疲れ様い。
Senpai pokes me with her elbow while smiling.
はい。
Can't respond energetically like usual.
あらら、落ち込んじゃってどうしたの？いえ、なんでもないです。
It's actually not nothing. I had completely forgotten to take the blood that Yamanouchi asked me to the first thing in the afternoon. I took Mr. Amoki's blood on the first try, but the technician told me off because they were waiting with nothing to do. With things going as they are, it can't be helped that I'm called a newbie. Even though it's my 3rd year since becoming a nurse, I can still only do newbie level work.
アモキさんの採血でも失敗してまたひたすらぐちぐち言われたとか？そんなんじゃないです。じゃあいいじゃない。今日中に検体も提出できたんだし、結果オーライよ。
Senpai talks to me some, but now I want her to let me be for just a little while. I totally feel that. Just like, let me be upset for a little bit, and then let me go on my merry way. I glance at Yamanouchi, and she's holding down Amoki, whom she's not fond of, taking his blood while silently writing a report without looking at me. It's not that I want her to thank me, but I want her to say something, I guess. Suddenly, I hear a loud bang from behind me. Not just me and Senpai, but Yamanouchi also raises her head and looks towards where the sound was. Hatsumi was standing there. Seems like she bumped her toe or something on the leg of the desk, and she's blinking her eyes as though she's about to cry.
皆さん、いいニュースがあります。
She must be in a lot of pain. Her voice is quivering. But of course our chief and tentative head nurse of the internal medicine ward would pretend to be okay and speak after stubbing her toe. Holy shit, that's cute.
新人を迎え入れることのなかった我が百合ヶ浜総合病院内科病棟にも4月から新人が入職してくれることになりました。
Aw, Hatsumi looks like she's in pain.
へえ、4月からってことは新卒か？ええ、新卒の女の子よ。山之内さん、いじめてはダメよ。
いじめダメ。
新卒か。個人的には経験者のが楽できてええねんけど、ピチピチの若い子を仕込むもまた一興やわ。
Yamanouchi glances at me.
そろそろ騒いで遊ぶんも飽きてきたし、牛沢も外科に取られてまうし、新しいおもちゃは大歓迎。ひどい。なんやさい。なんか文句あるんか？
私はおもちゃじゃありません。
I do my best to protest with tears in my eyes.
そういう主張は一人前の仕事ができるようになってから言え、ボケが。
ボケ。That stings!
そもそも騒いには主任がいてるやろ。さすがのうちも人のもんに手出すほど落ちぶれとらんわ。バカにすな。
Maybe Yamanouchi is in a bad mood today?
まあまあその辺で。そういうわけで皆さん、新しい人には優しく教えてあげてくださいね。あと、人員補給がなされたからではないのですが、4月から新人さんと入れ替わるように藤沢さんが外科へと移動します。
渚先輩が。
I'm surprised, and when I look to Senpai, she's chuckling. Now that I think about it, I do recall Yamanouchi mentioning something about being transferred to the surgical ward. But is that what she meant?
もう少し内科で腕を磨いてからって思ったんだけど、腕を磨くなら外科でもできるって外科の小林主任さん直々に説得されて。
Senpai smiles as though she's embarrassed.
本当は勤務表の月が変わる3月16日から外科に来てほしいと言われていたのだけれど、そうなると内科が回らなくなるの。ごめんなさいね、藤沢さん。新しく配属になった病棟で新卒の新人さんと同時に勤務開始になるのは辛いかもしれないけれど。
大丈夫です、主任さん。小林主任さんもいい人だし、きっと私頑張れます。
そう？もし何かやりにくいことがあればすぐに私に言ってね。外科主任は私の後輩だからきっといろいろと取り計らってくれるはずよ。
Everyone around me is finding the place where they belong and thriving. Meanwhile, I'm totally lost.
さあ、ちょっと沢井さん。
はい。
My name is called in a strict tone, and I naturally straighten my posture.
4月からあなたにも後輩ができます。3年目という自覚を持ってこれからも仕事に励んでください。
Oh, so a new person coming means there will be someone ranking below me.
返事がないわね。私の話聞こえていないのかしら。
はい。
さわい4月から来る新人が使える子やったらええな。さすがに新人2人を抱える余裕なんてあ
Damn.
らへんもんな。
Yamanouchi's going in today.
はあ、4月からの新人いらんから藤沢をこのまま内科につなぎ止めておきたい。もしくは沢井を外科に押し付けるかで。
Damn, she's even saying she wants to keep Fujisawa? Aww. Why does it always become like this? Oh, I hate myself. Mood.
沢井さん、あなたも来月から先輩になるのだから自覚を持ちなさい。自覚を。後輩に笑われたくないでしょ。しっかりしなさい。
はい、すみません。
I'm reprimanded. I'm reprimanded, Hatsumi. Thank you for the lurk. Before Hatsumi said that I could grow slowly at my own pace, but there's a limit after all. I wonder if I am really growing. Even though a new person is coming, all I do is make mistakes. Quite sad with self-hatred, but it doesn't help to be sad, so every day when I go back to my room, I study. Today is about... Today is about carcinomatous... Carcinomatous pain? Today is about I'm skipping it. Skipping that word. Mr. Toshiru, who had dementia, returned from the nursing home right after New Year's. Even in the nursing home, he complained of intermittent headaches, but from around the end of the year, the swelling around his body got worse and he had no appetite. So he returned to Yurigahama General Hospital for tests because they thought he might have a disease. They found systematic metastasis of cancer. The intermittent headaches were caused by the cancer cells that grew deep in the back of his brain, and the systematic swelling and lack of appetite were from the It's good that they determined the cause, but considering his age, there was nothing that could be done. Dr. Ono, the director of the hospital, thought that the primary lesion was the liver. Cancer cells must have developed in the liver from before he was transferred to the nursing home, and then they say it's because the disease progression in the elderly is slow as well as the diagnosis being late. I think about Mr. Toshiru. When he went back to the nursing home, he was a cheery old man, but when he came back, he thought he was a soldier in the Imperial Japanese Army. They say it's common to hear that pain changes one's personality. I wonder what the pain of cancer that eats away at the entire body is like. That gentle and smiley Mr. Toshiru has taken on a harsh face like he's a different person, and he's been saying harsh things. A change in personality? Memory regression? I don't understand, no matter how much I think about it. I don't understand because of my lack of experience, and then also my lack of studying. I'm startled and return to my senses. I quietly turn the doorknob, and the person who reveals their face from the shadows is...
初美さん。
勉強中だったのね。偉いわ。ちょっと休憩にしましょう。
Hatsumi takes off her shoes and comes into my room.
でも私、このままだと後輩にも笑われてしまいそうで。
安心なさい。頑張っている人を笑うようなスタッフは、私が主任権限で叱り飛ばしてやるわ。
What if you're the one bullying me? The deep part of my chest grows warm with Hatsumi's words.
病棟で厳しく言ったのは、あなたが仕事に集中していなかったから。きっと山之内さんも同意見よ。もっとも山之内さんは藤沢さんを外科に取られることが気に入らなくて八つ当たりしていただけだったようだけれど。
Come to think of it, Yamanouchi's voice was harsher today than usual. Senpai and Yamanouchi were regularly getting into disputes, but I wonder if Yamanouchi was fond of Nagisa enough to take out her disappointment on me. I hope that's the case.
あなたの頑張りは私も認めてはいるのよ。ただ頑張ろうとして空回りしているのが気になるところね。
空回りですか
I never thought so myself before, but from Hatsumi's perspective, through that of being a chief, I guess it seems that my effort is taking me nowhere. What's up, Shiro?
人の成長にはその人なりのスピードがあるの。頑張るのはいいことだけれど、無理をすれば必ずどこかに歪みが出るのよ。特定の患者さんだけを看護することが仕事じゃないの。病棟すべての患者さんを見るのが私たちの仕事よ。
Oopsies.
はい。
I accidentally keep cutting people off. Oh, today all of my focus was on the newly hospitalized patient, Mr. Toshiru, and I failed to pay attention to the other patients who were also in room 301 along with him. I'm sure that Senpai and Yamanouchi were probably covering for me from behind the scenes, but I didn't notice at all.
さあ、ここからはプライベートよ。お惣菜を買ってきたの。一緒に食べましょう。
Hatsumi smiles and takes one step forward. For some reason, Hatsumi trips over nothing. Oh, her toes from stubbing her toe is still injured.
私は大丈夫だけれど。
Hatsumi slowly holds up the paper bag in her hands with teary eyes. It looks like she smashed the paper bag when she tripped, as some of the food that was inside is now dripping from the bag onto the floor.
ごめんなさい。
Aww. Find the way Hatsumi droops her shoulders to be incredibly enamoring, especially since she would never act this way in the ward. I hold the cleaning cloth in one hand and tell her it's okay with a smile.
平気です。潰れちゃっても味が変わるわけじゃありませんし、食べられないことはないですから。ね。
香り。
一緒に食べてくれるんですよね。
もちろんよ。本当は綺麗に盛り付けて食べさせたかったけど、潰れても味は変わらないものね。
She looks happy. I wonder what face she would make if I said that's... I wonder what face she would make if I said that she's what I really wanted to eat up. Whoa. It's Hatsumi, so she might turn bright red and say, learn how to do your job on your own before you say something cheeky like that. Then she'll say that she said too much and become glum because no one would want to talk about work in their private lives. So I just get ready to eat together without telling her my true feelings. This is fine. Because I think that if I became able to do my job properly, I'm sure my relationship with Hatsumi will progress much more than it is now. It's the same scene I see every morning. The night nurse finishing getting ready for their morning reports, and we day workers have our notebooks at the ready, waiting to hear their announcements. This seems like another day, but it's completely different from usual. That's because today is April 1st. The morning station seems a little intimidating without Senpai around. I won't be able to hear the morning reports with her anymore. Hatsumi, who's become so much more dear to me, isn't here either. She says she was off to get the new nurse at the admin office.
おはようございます。皆さん、揃っていますね。
Hatsumi comes into the station with a tall girl in a nurse's uniform behind her.
では、4月1日、朝の申し送りを始めます。その前に、皆さんに新しい仲間を紹介したく思います。
Gonna be the purple one. The person who takes a step out from Hatsumi's back is none other than...
以前からのスタッフは顔見知りですが、知らないスタッフもいるので、酒井さん、自己紹介をお願いします。はい、酒井さゆりです。以前この病院で治療していただき、やっと恩返しできることになりました。経験不足ゆえにご迷惑をかけてしまうと思いますが、どうかご指導ご鞭達をお願いいたします。
酒井さん。
When I see that familiar figure bow her head to us, I feel tears fighting their way up. She really came back as a nurse. I knew it would be something, but I can't believe seeing my first patient recover like this would bring me so much joy.
おお、さすが優等生。よくできた自己紹介に花丸あげような。山之内さんは相変わらずのようですね。ところで、藤沢さんの姿が見当たりませんが。藤沢さんは今日付で外科に異動になったの。一緒に仕事できなくて残念ね。いえ、別に残念とは思っていません。うちはもう残念やわ。
Why does it do that? It was gonna continue her voice line over the entire thing.
ちょっと、山之内さん、もうちょっと言葉を選んで。ま、あかんたれなナースはまだ一人ここに残ってるから、ガンガンいじめたって。
Bully her as much as you can. When she says failure nurse, does she mean me? The part-timers and night shift nurses are looking at me and giggling, so I'm sure that's the case. Sakai takes a glance at me.
おう、沢井さんは残ってらしたんですね。クビになっていなくてよかったです。
That's rough. I'm glad you haven't been fired. Damn. Fired?
酒井さんもその辺でやめてあげて。うちはあまり人手が足りていないのだし、チームワークで病棟を回さなければいけないの。
Hatsumi strains out a smile as she softly chastises Sakai's acid tongue. That's right, everyone basically gets along in the ward of internal medicine.
そういう意味ではなくて。
Aww.
知ってる人が
Look at her
残ってくれ
being
ていて
flustered. She's so
嬉しいな。
cute.
そういう意味で。
Sakai looks a bit flustered. She's fidgeting around. I don't think I've seen that expression on her either. That's a surprise.
だったらちゃんとそう言わないと。言葉はただの道具なの。使い方を間違うと誤解されてしまうわよ。はい、私は言葉の選択が絶望的に下手なので、過不足なく自分の思いを伝えるのが今後の課題だと思っています。
Wait, what? Is it just me or has she completely changed in the small time I haven't seen her? Yeah, 3 years is a small time. I can't point out exactly where or how, but apparently her saying she was glad I wasn't fired wasn't a stab, but quite literally her saying that she was happy I'm still working here. That brings a smile of relief to my face. I may be a clumsy nurse as ever, but Sakai's awkwardness remains too.
沢井さん、何を笑ってらっしゃるんですか？
なんでもないよ。
会話を楽しんでいるところをごめんなさい。申し送りを再開したいのだけれど、そろそろいいかしら。
はい、すみません。
After seeing me hurry out an apology, Hatsumi shrugs and looks to the night nurses.
というわけで、ニューフェイスを歓迎しつつ、元気に申し送り行きましょう。まずは301号室、トシルさん。
トシルさん？
いつもの、わしは大日本帝国陸軍は通算6回、どうやら疼痛発作が引き金になっているようです。もう少し強いオピオイドの検討が必要だと思います。ほとんど寝てないっぽいし、食事量も少ないときては体力の回復が見込めません。
そうね。ではこの後、小野医師に上申しておきます。
よろしくお願いします。続いて、加藤さんですが、奥様がいらして、シャント手術に関する承諾書をもらっています。心筋梗塞の問いさん、夜勤帯でもモニター上で不整脈は見られましたが、共通の訴えなしです。一応、心電図は記録に貼ってあります。
Oh yeah. The morning reports go on. I notice Sakai's face growing paler and paler as she stands next to the chief. She's getting upset because people that she knew when she was a patient here are still here.
夜間専門も見られていたので、この件もドクター上申お願いします。で、302は特にお変わりありません。
I didn't want to interrupt the night nurse's reports, but Sakai's face is so pale that I had to say something.
沢井さん、申し送り中ですよ。
すみません。酒井さん、大丈夫ですか？
The entire room looks at Sakai. She in turn shoots me a glare.
大丈夫も何も、私の健康状態には問題はありません。
でも顔色が。
顔色。
はいはい、そこまでな。酒井さんも子供ちゃうねんから、あかんかったら自分で言うやろって
顔の色。Your face's color.
はい、続けます。302はおかわりなし。303もみんなよく寝てました。
Without changing her expression on a touch, she goes on the same pace as she did before my interruption. Sakai looked at me just once, but when our eyes met, she turned away in a huff. I think I might have done something I really didn't need to. I wonder if she hates me again. The reports went on until the end after that, and the night nurses left with smiles. I was about to change diapers with the other day shift nurses, but Hatsumi called me, leaving Sakai and I standing in the station.
さっきは申し送りを中断して。
沢井さんも3年目なのね。
はい。
I thought she was going to yell at me for interrupting the morning reports, but she speaks to me with a gentle expression.
新人の頃のような視野の狭さもなくなって、ちゃんと後輩に気配りできるような看護師に成長してくれたこと、嬉しく思います。
She's praising me, right? I'm not used to being praised while I'm wearing my uniform, so I feel awkward and my eyes wander. My eyes meet with Sakai's again, but she looks away, just like last time.
どうかしら、沢井さん。酒井さんのプリセプターを引き受けてみない？
I take another look at Sakai standing next to me. She looks back at me, then without changing her expression much, turns to Hatsumi. Hatsumi giggles.
ほえじゃなくて、そこは元気よく、はいって言ってほしいものだわ。というわけで、酒井さん、 沢井さんがあなたのプリセプターよ。異論はないかしら。相変わらず反応が遅いのが気になりますが、主任さんが認めて指名なさった看護師なのですから、私に依存はありません。
Preceptor? Me? Wait, who am I in charge of? Sakai? Me? Teaching Sakai? Me?
無理ですよ。私まだまだだし、勉強不足だし、酒井さんのプリセプターだなんて。
Right before I fall into a panic, Hatsumi gently holds my hand.
いいえ、私はあなたにやってほしいのよ。それに、今のあなたなら大丈夫。絶対にできるわ。
I can feel her warmth on my fingers as she holds my hand tightly.
私はできないことは言わないわ。できると判断したからこそ指名したの。
主任さん。
確かにあなたはまだまだ勉強不足。それは事実よ。でも酒井さんを指導することであなたはもっと成長できる。やってくれるわね。
She gives my hand a squeeze.
はい、できる限りのことやってみようと思います。
単純。
I heard that. Sakai, I totally heard that. Yeah, it might seem simple to you, but Hatsumi's made a convincing case. That's why I accepted it. I wasn't pressured into it or anything.
そうは言うけれど、人の世というものは意外と単純なものよ。あなたもそれがわかるわ。近いうちにね。
I can't tell if she accepted that statement or not, but Sakai just bows her head to the Hatsumi silently. Yamanouchi and the other day nurses and staff have already changed everyone's diapers, so Sakai and I go to prepare for IV checks. We check the IV medicines and fill the bottles with them in order. Sayuri has excellent memory, and she seems to have understood the process after my initial explanation, so she silently gets to work afterwards. She probably doesn't like me being her preceptor that much. It's kind of scary to have her quiet on me like this, but it's also scary to think of her speaking. She'd probably say something really harsh and insulting.
私が入院していた頃もこんな風にチェックしたり薬剤を詰めたり事務所では細々としたことをやっていたんですね。
ああ、意外とやること細かくて大変なんだよね。でも多分酒井さんならすぐ慣れるよ。
Come to think of it, Sakai would really let me have it if I was so much as a minute late with her IV.
トシルさんって大部屋にいた朗らかに笑うおじいさんですよね。
そう。酒井さんが転院したくらいかな。施設に移ったんだけど、でも戻ってきちゃった。
土井さんも大部屋にいた狭心症の患者さんでしたよね。
それを言うなら加藤さんも大部屋にいたんだよ。そういえば私ターゲスで採血失敗しちゃって怒られちゃったんだよね。
You do know this game. What's up, Neko? Memories from when I was green as grass pop up in my head. Mr. Toy is a rather quiet man, and he was in the very back bed of the large room with the meal restrictions about when Sakai was admitted. His heart condition was severe, and though he'd done his best, his heart attack come winter had brought him back. Mr. Kato has diabetes, and I wasn't able to take even 2 milliliters of blood from him. In fact, I pulled the needle out when the bandage was still on him, and he bled like crazy. Super Mario 3D All-Stars? Oh, I forgot about that. His symptoms got worse, and he ended up with a kidney failure, meaning he had to undergo dialysis.
みんな状態が悪くなって入院してるんですか？
Well, that's generally how hospitals work, my man.
全員一度は退院したんだけどね。 でも病院ってそういうところだから。
I didn't realize I was coming out so fast. Then I noticed something. That's the kind of place a hospital is. I'm surprised at my own words. I never said anything like that before. I never even thought of it. Back then, all I thought about was helping our patients heal, helping them live their lives, and desperately providing care. I thought that a hospital was only a temporary place for them. Oh, did you pick up the nurse love addiction pack? A place they'd get admitted to get better, and go home. Of course I knew that not everyone would get better, and you can't ward off the Reaper forever. I'm shocked that before I knew it, I'd become a nurse in a bad way.
沢井さん、随分と変わったんですね。
So I kept quiet, pretending to silently continue filling bottles, unable to deny Sakai's words. It's I definitely recommend it, but I don't know if I would pay $60. I mean,
点滴の時間ですよ。
I bought both of these games while they were on sale, because they are $35 individually, and I think I bought them for like $20, $25.
わしは大日本帝国陸軍の軍人じゃ。
Sakai immediately lunges back. Take a look at what spooked her to see Mr. Toshido with his eyes wide open and his face contorted in a horrifying expression, staring up at the ceiling.
トシルさん、痛い？
痛くなんぞないわ。わしを誰だと思っとるんじゃ。
そっか、トシルさんは軍人さんだもん。強いね。もうすぐ新しい鎮痛剤の処方箋が出るから、それまでもうちょっとの辛抱だからね。
I did pay around $60, but I would say like get them on Steam sale if anything. Mr. Toshido looks a little relieved, then he glares up at the ceiling again.
戦争なんてとっくの昔に終わっているのに。
Mr. Toshido shoots Sakai a harsh look, but says nothing. Still a little worried, I head to the next patient's bedside, Mr. Kato.
おはようございます。加藤さん、ちゃんと水分制限守ってますか？
分かってたけど、きついね。
Physical copy system. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. You're right.
その子、もしかして昔手前の個室にいた子じゃない？
It's like when I got the physical copy of Dishonored for PC, it was just like the case and then a piece of paper inside that had a Steam redeem code on it. I'm like, are you serious? Sakai's shoulders shudder. Looks like she's really surprised that Mr. Kato remembered her face.
そうなんですよ。酒井さんはちゃんと病気と向き合って看護師になって戻ってきたんですよ。
Dishonored's a really fucking good game though.
そっか。お嬢ちゃんは偉いね。おじさんは糖尿病が悪化して、今度透析受けることになっちゃってね。
I take a glance at Sakai to see she seems on the verge of tears.
だから言ったじゃないですか。あんな生活続けてたら病気がひどくなるって。
そりゃ確かにお嬢ちゃんの言う通りなんだけどね。それができたら苦労しないっていうかね。
Mr. Kato has an embarrassed smile on his face and Sakai holds back her tears with anger. Looks like they both spoke a lot when they were in the hospital. They do say patients have something of an information network among each other. They must have a lot to talk about, and as they chat with each other, I gently open Mr. Toy's curtain. He's sleeping peacefully. Quietly change his IV bottle and close the curtains back. After finishing doing my IV rounds, I sit down at the station to write reports, and when I do...
ちょっと置いていくなんてどういうことですか？
Sakai roars her way into the nurse's station.
だって酒井さんは加藤さんとお話ししていたし、きっと積もる話もあるだろうから邪魔しちゃ悪いと思って。
でも私はもうここの患者ではありません。百合ヶ浜総合病院内科病棟のスタッフです。あなた私のプリセプターでしょ？
でもちらっと聞いた限りでは加藤さんの DM に関する指導もしてたみたいだし、さっきのおしゃべりも仕事のうちかなって。
私が一番優先すべきはここのスタッフとしての仕事になれることです。 顔見知りの患者さんの指導じゃありません。
You know, hearing it like that, I kind of think Sakai's right. I might have been in the wrong leaving Sakai to speak with Mr. Kato and going off to do the rest of the work on my own.
ごめんね。
私は謝ってほしいんじゃありません。ただ
酒井さん、もうその辺になさい。廊下まで怒鳴り声が聞こえていたわよ。
でも主任さん、この人は新入りの私を置いていったんですよ。ありえなくないですか？
Her rage boiling, Sayuri starts shouting at Hatsumi.
プリセプターのくせにプリセプティを放置して現場を離れるなんて、プリセプター失格じゃないでしょうか。
Hatsumi, however, simply chuckles at her rage. Seems to irk Sakai further.
主任さん、笑い事じゃありません。
酒井さんが一刻も早くここのスタッフとして病棟に馴染もうとしてくれる気持ちは嬉しいわ。でも焦ってはダメ。
Hatsumi smiles gently and gazes at Sakai for a bit. Then she looks to me with a sigh.
沢井さんも自分の物差しで判断してはいけないわ。あなたはもう酒井さんのプリセプターなのだから、酒井さんが何を望んでいるのかを考えないと。
As Hatsumi chastises me, I realize that in teaching Sakai, I hadn't really thought about what she wanted.
すみません。きっと積もる話があるんだって思ったんですけど、それは余計な気遣いだったんですね。
余計っていうか、無駄っていうか、そんなこと。
Sakai seems tongue-tied. I know she's bad at choosing her words, so I've made a point of not letting myself get hurt by what she says, but hearing her say wasteful or silly does hurt a little.
焦ってはいけないか。確かに主任さんのおっしゃる通りです。
Sakai actually apologized to me without anything mean attached? That Sakai?
本当は私、沢井さんのことずっと好きだったんです。だから受け止めてください、この気持ち。まあ、そうだったのね。ごめんなさい。私も酒井さんを誤解していたわ。さあ、このぺったんこの胸に飛び込んできて。
Peton.
私ぺったんこじゃないですよ。
私の方がぺったんこです。だから沢井さんは気にしないで。
Whoa. Sakai's frozen and can't react.
山之内さん、今日はまだ初日ですよ。
でも事実やで。
胸の話をしているのではないわ。それに沢井さんは意外と胸があります。
Whoa.
事実は正確に伝えてください。
Calm down. Hatsumi, keep on topic.
ほな、訂正。私の胸は洗濯板ですから、沢井さんは気にしなくてもいいじゃないですか。
それもどうかと思うのだけれど。
Hearing Hatsumi and Yamanouchi skit, Sakai looks at Hatsumi with grave eyes.
やっぱり看護師である以上、胸は大きい方がいいのでしょうか。
No, poor girl.
酒井さん、あなたの視線がさっきから私の胸部に固定されているような気がするのだけれど。
どうせなら穴が開くほどしっかり見なさい。見られたくらいで減るものではなくてよ。
やめてくださいよ。初見さんはそんなこと言わないです。
Oh my god. I desperately protect Hatsumi's chest from Sakai and Yamanouchi's eyes.
主任さんも山之内さんも二人とも
Oh!
大きい。沢井さんまで
How did we get onto this subject?
飲めばいいのかな。
As the part-timers giggle, Sakai mumbles something to herself as she rubs her hands over her own chest. Aww. She's so cute. Sakai's first day was pretty rough on me, but I think she had a pretty fun time, all things considered.
ってことがあったんですよ。
Right now I'm lying in bed and talking on the phone with Senpai.
申し訳ありません。以前の酒井さんじゃ考えられないことね。ああ、山之内さんとのやりとり見たかった。 意外と面白かったですよ。酒井さんも初日なのに結構馴染んでましたし。
主任さんおっぱい大きいもんね。今日も見に行くんでしょ？
誤解するようなこと言わないでください。主任さんの胸を見に行くわけじゃありませんから。で、胸から話をそらしてください。
Though I complained, Senpai is right. I went to Hatsumi's room right after I took a bath a while ago. Just a while back, she handed me a spare key to her apartment, telling me to come over every time with that smile of hers. Of course I gave her a gift of a spare key to my room, too. Exchanging spare keys, it's so romantic. I love it. And I do go stay at Hatsumi's room on occasion, but I keep that a secret from Senpai. It was pretty light at night, so I figured she wasn't at the station anymore, and she went to her room right after I got out of the bath, but she wasn't there. Wonder if something pressing happened in the ward. It was always really tough when something big happens in the ward, and there aren't enough hands to go around, so Hatsumi usually sticks around to help the night shifters before she gets home.
あの仕事ばかりも困ったものね。
渚先輩、今なんて？
空耳よ空耳。気にしちゃ負けよ。
But we're not going up against each other.
ってことは、沢井は愛しの彼女とイチャイチャできないから仕方がなく私に愚痴電話をかけてきたと。
そういうわけじゃないんですけど、そんな言い方も蓋もないっていうか。
切っちゃおうかな。
渚先輩見捨てないで。
It's been 2 weeks and a bit since I've become Sakai's preceptor. During that time, we had her welcoming party and Senpai's goodbye party at the same time, and Sakai seems to have gotten in well with the members of the internal medicine ward. And yesterday, since I've been doing such a good job as a preceptor, Hatsumi let me spend a night in her room. And this morning, we finally get to go to work together like I've always wanted.
早朝の空気ってすごく美味しいですね。
I hounded Hatsumi about going to work with her, which means I had to leave the apartment when she normally does. I'm still a little sleepy.
そんなことを言いながら、あなた、すごく眠そうよ。勤務中に寝たりなんかしたら、遠慮なく襲っちゃうかしら。
Getting flirty on the way to work, huh,
初見さん
boss?
に襲ってもらえるなら、誰にも認められないところで居眠りしなきゃですね。
Hatsumi goes beet red and looks away. Oh, she can't even handle the spice. She's the one that put it on there.
バカ。
You big silly. There's just nothing cuter than the innocent reactions of an older woman. But to be honest, being Sakai's preceptor is rough. It's worn me down so much that if it weren't for Hatsumi being here, I might have just quit. Though, even if I did quit, trying to find a new job as a newbie like myself wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, so I don't have a choice but to take it.
ほらほら、そんな疲れた顔をしないで。せっかくの可愛い顔が台無しよ。
Hatsumi pauses her changing and puts my cheek in her hands. The tempting cleavage peeking out from her slightly open top. When we were in the bath together yesterday and spent all night together, but being in the hospital, in this situation, there's no way I could avoid going red.
可愛いあなたにこんなことを言うのは辛いけど、白衣を着る前に言っておくわね。これからしばらくの間、日勤業務の後、別件で帰宅が遅くなることが多くなるかもしれないの。
Sheer vagueness of her words sends unease rushing through my head.
それって部屋に来るなってことですか？
そうじゃないのよ、香織。その件が落ち着くまで、あなたに寂しい思いをさせてしまうかもしれないってことなの。
Hatsumi gently strokes my cheek.
昨日のようにお風呂上がりに私の部屋に来て、私がいなかったとしてもがっかりしないでね。私が好きなのは あなただけよ。そのことは絶対に忘れないで。
Just trying to make her like, no, I'm not gonna be cheating on you. Her words seem to have some other meaning to them, but hearing her say that she loves me directly really takes a weight off my shoulders.
はい。私も一番好きなのは初美さんです。
嬉しいわ。私の可愛い香り。
Friday at last. Natsumi's face draws closer and closer. Ooh!
ここは一応禁
Kissing in the office, huh?
これで我慢してね。
Ooh! Racy! She gently kisses me on the forehead. Natsumi said she probably wouldn't be able to see me for a while, but I'm sure it'll be alright. Because we're a couple, and we trust each other.
おはようございます。変わりはないかしら？
特にないです。あ、彼女もう来てますよ。
Oh, excuse me. Natsumi grimaces a little at the night shift nurse's suggestive words. What did I miss? I was yawning. Oh, she's already here.
初美さん？
She doesn't answer, however, and just takes my arm and brings me to the break room. We find Sakai inside, in uniform and ready, reading through patient reports.
おはようございます。いつも早いのね、酒井さん。
Wow.
勤務開始まではあと2
Imagine
時間はあ
going
るわ
into
よ。
work 2 hours early. Sakai seems to not have heard Hatsumi and continues silently reading the reports. We quietly put our bags down to not disturb her and go back to the nurse's station.
彼女、自分にできることで思いついたことは何だってやるつもりだって言ってたわ。頑張りすぎないようには言ったのだけれど。
Give me a second putting on my wrist brace thingy. Oh. Does me wrist be hurty right now?
だからこんなに早い時間に出勤して患者さんの記録を読んでるんですね。
When I see Sakai so hard at work, I feel embarrassed for myself. I never thought of grasping the conditions of all the patients in the ward like she is now. I would look over reports of patients that I'm in charge of, but everyone's?
おうおう、おはようさ。なんや今朝は手伝い多いな。
お疲れ様。夜の間、急変はなかった？
Ugh, I'm so yawny today, holy cow. Hatsumi asks Yamanouchi what she asked the night shift nurse a while ago.
せやね。トシルさんもオピオイドを追ってるみたいやし、静かでつまらん夜勤でしたわ。
Whew boy, Yamanouchi is as inappropriate as ever.
さて、沢井さん。せっかく早く出てきたのだから、朝食の配膳の準備を手伝いに行きましょう。
はい。
How could I forget? Mornings are really busy, so I've got to make things at least a little easier for the night shift nurses. Sits down while stuck on hold. Ooh, who you calling? Tech
疲
support?
れたな。重いし。
I can't make that joke. I just thought of a follow-up to what I said, and I'm like, nah. TOS. When I get out of the nurse's station at the end of my day shift, Sakai has locked herself up in the break room with a stack of thick medical records, saying she wanted to do some reading. Atsumi stayed behind to help the night shift nurses like she said, so she's doing overtime. Oh, and I took a peek into the surgical ward a floor down before leaving the hospital. Looked like a patient had come back from the surgery room, so there were a ton of white uniforms fluttering about like bees coming out of a poked nest. And when I saw Senpai running busily among them, I felt a little proud. Senpai's really working hard. Ah, Senpai and Sakai are really doing their best on the job. I can't fall behind. And with that, after work, I head over to Kanakura and buy a bunch of nursing books. Atsumi seems pretty busy, and I won't have that many chances to lounge about in her room. That said, it's a little sad that I'll be sleeping with nursing books for a while, but I've got to be better. For starters, I'll dash up the stairs without using the elevator. A nurse needs her stamina. The moment I get to the 4th floor, I notice a familiar face go into a closing door.
今のって
There's no way I would mistake that lovely face. That was Hatsumi. I scrambled to take out my key and forcefully open the door.
ただいま帰りました
I cheerfully call out into my room, but
あれ
there's no one in my room, and no sign that anyone came in either.
おかしいな。確かに初見さんがドアを開けて入ってったの見えたんだけどな。
I leave the books I brought near the front door, take off my shoes, and lie down in bed. Oh yeah, Sakai moved into this dorm too. She just happened to move into the room next to me. Maybe the chief walked into Sakai's room and is helping her study or something? I quickly deny what floats into my mind. I mean, Sakai is in the same ward, reading those records, and Hatsumi helping the night shift nurses.
きっと見間違いだよ。初見さんに会いたい気持ちが生み出した
It's a little
ただ
weird.
の幻影。そうに違いないよ。
I don't know if I've ever hallucinated about my crush, but for some reason, I feel frustrated. I wonder if it's the disappointment of thinking Hatsumi was there, but her not actually being there. I'm really curious about it, so I woke up a little earlier today and went to work before my shift. Just as I thought, Sakai's already there when I get to the hospital, reading a stack of patients' past records in the break room.
おはよう酒井さん。ちょっと質問していいかな。
業務に関係のあることならと言いたいところですが、今は勤務開始前の時間なので何でもどうぞ。答え
Oopsies.
じゃあ担当直入に聞くね。昨日主任さんが部屋に行った？
は？主任さんが私の部屋に？
ちらっと見ただけなんだけど、主任さんが4階にいたような気がするんだよね。
見間違いじゃないですか？
Why is she so flustered about this? I help her pick up the records she accidentally dropped in surprise. My hand touches hers. She quickly pulls it back.
あ、ごめん。
いえ。
Oof. Kinda hurts seeing such a dramatic reaction.
そんな質問するってことは主任さんのことを疑っているんですか？
そういうわけじゃ。
それとも主任さんほどの人があなたなんかに本気になるはずないなんて当然とも言える心配でもしているんですか？
Harsh. Well, I know she doesn't mean any harm. I know that, but I really don't measure up to Hatsumi, do I? I wonder if it looks like that to Sakai. That's depressing. Ultimately, I couldn't get what she said out of my head, so my work with Sakai was sloppy for the whole day. She can handle her duties by herself without me teaching her anything. In fact, I got chewed out by a temp nurse for dragging Sakai down. Can't figure out why Hatsumi assigned someone as inexperienced as me to be Sakai's preceptor.
ほんと、沢井は相変わらずおバカなんだから。
I can't even react to what Senpai says over the phone. All I want to see right now is Hatsumi. But I visited her room a while ago and she wasn't there, just as expected.
犬も食わない話を聞かされるこっちの身にもなりなさいよね。ちょっと、聞いてるの？聞いてますけど。
Oh, I just want to cry. When I finish my lunch in the break room and go into the nurse's station one afternoon, I see Sakai with a bit more of a frown than usual.
どうかしたの？
I had Sakai go on lunch before me, but did she not like that or something? We We are preceptor and preceptee, so maybe we shouldn't have gone in together, or should have gone in together.
トシルさんからコールがあって対応したら、お前じゃ話にならんと怒鳴られました。理不尽です。
Oh, so she isn't actually angry at me. It's a tad inappropriate to say this, but I'm a little relieved.
ああ、トシルさん、今はまた大日本帝国の軍人さんなんだね。
Which means he's getting hit another bout of overwhelming pain, I imagine. He's probably shifting back to his army days in an effort to endure the pain.
じゃあ酒井さん、一緒に謝りに行こう。酒井さんが悪くなくても怒らせちゃったことは謝らなきゃいけないから。
Sakai's mouth was in a bit of a smirk, but
すみません。
she apologized incredibly quietly, inaudible to all but the most attentive ears. I went to Mr. Toshido's bedside with Sakai, but since the painkillers had probably kicked in, he was so out of it we couldn't get through. Wanted to get to the bottom of this, I asked Yamanouchi to fill the IV bottles with Sakai while I read reports she'd written about Mr. Toshido. It looks like Mr. Toshido yelled at her because she didn't take the proper attitude to one above her. Sakai's writing is filled with indignation towards that unreasonable statement. I keep reading back to see that he usually yells, "I'm a soldier in the Imperial Army" when he has painful episodes, but one night he shouted, "Please forgive me." And the report was written by Yamanouchi. Now that's strange. I don't think I'd heard anything like that during the morning reports.
山之内さん、以前トシルさんが許してくれって言った時の状況教えてくれますか？
After making a bit of a reluctant face, she put on her usual easygoing expression.
そら、多分本人に直接聞いた方が早いで。
それはそうなんですけど。
山之内さん、点滴チェック済みの分、点滴詰め終わりました。これにルートつけていけばいいんですよね。
おお、さすがお嬢。仕事覚えるんが早いわ。誰かさん時とえらい違いやね。
No bully, cute nurse.
お嬢って。
できる新人に新人言うたかでおもろないやろな、もっと新人
Miss X newbie. With a pat on my head, Yamanouchi leaves the nurse's station. Judging from how she was acting, she knows something about Mr. Toshido. But when she's like that, she'll never tell me what I need to know. The staff should share information on patients among themselves, of course, but Yamanouchi has her own views on nursing and acts accordingly. This probably doesn't have much to do with nursing and has more to do with Mr. Toshido's private life. Which means all I can do is ask him directly.
じゃあ酒井さん、点滴回りに行こ
う。はい。
Sakai looks a little surprised, but her usual neutral expression soon returns. She's in on work mode. We start our IV rounds from room 301, as per usual. When I stand at Mr. Toshido's bedside, his eyes shoot open. His eyes are piercing. Is he a soldier again?
沢井ですよ。
I've introduced myself countless times, but the dementia doesn't let him remember. I consider correcting him, but no, he won't remember and keep quiet.
そっちのお嬢ちゃんは
酒井です。
お前さんもサーリか。
え？
I exchanged looks with Sakai, confused at that statement. Are we speaking with Mr. Toshido the soldier, or a different Mr.
こんなと
Toshido?
ころまで追っかけてきよったか、サーリ。
はい？
そんな不思議そうな顔をせんで。お前さんがわしを恨むのは当然じゃ。
恨むって。
お前さんは瀕死のわしを助けてくれた。
わしはその恩に報いることなく上官命令でお前さんを殺した。この痛みは罰なんじゃろう。わしは甘んじて受けるつもりだったのに、日本の医者はわかっとらんのう。わしはもう長くない。恨み事はあの世で聞いてやる。死んだ後の時間ならたっぷりとある。上官に逆らえなかった腰抜けのわしを思う存分責めるがええ。
Then Toshido lets out a quiet sigh and closes his eyes. We went and did our 3 o'clock IV rounds, but I have to wonder if I managed to smile for the patients who had no idea what we just witnessed. All I remember is how tense Sakai's face was as she worked beside me.
どうやトシルのじいさんの話は聞けたか？
Yamanouchi speaks to me the first thing when I get into the nurse's station. Sakai hasn't gotten over the shock of what she'd heard, and looking at her with her head drooped down burns my heart to see.
聞けたんやったら隠さんでええな。あのじいさん戦争中上官命令で助けてくれた現地の人を銃殺したらしいで。じいさんの友達はその現地の人を逃がそうとして上官命令に背いた罪で射殺。それもじいさんが手下したらしいわ。
そんなことって。
Aww.
はあ、そんな地獄のような時代を生き抜いた人やってんね。認知症になって何もかもを忘れたんはあの人にとっては
Hello,
救いやったんかも
Shinizuku.
しれへんな。
It's going fine right now. Yuri dashes out of the station. When I try to rush after her, Yamanouchi grabs my arm.
あのお嬢でもああやって泣くんか。ちょっと安心したわ。しょっぱながこれっちゅうのはきつい
Got
や
a few
ろうけ
errands to
ど
run after the stream, so
こればっかりは
whatchamacallit, we're only going to be doing the rest of the Chief's good ending right now, which is what we're doing. I want to say we're about halfway through it, but I'm not exactly sure. Sounds like she wants me to let her cry alone. I've been in Sakai's position countless times. I would cry alone in the stairs, unable to hold my emotions back. It's only now that I know what senpai came after me when she noticed I wasn't around, and when she found me crying alone, she decided to give me some time to myself.
酒井さんは自分が死の淵まで行って戻ってきた子だから、トシルさんのことが人事には思えないのかもしれません。
お嬢は戻ってこられたけど、じいさんは数日中にさありってやつんとこに行ってまうからな。
The arm Yamanouchi's grabbed starts to hurt. Instead of shaking it off, I glanced at Hatsumi, writing forms at the doctor's desk. Hatsumi doesn't look my way, however, and continues to silently fill out her forms. Picking up some beer? Nah, I already have beer. Does she know about Mr. Toshido's condition? Does she know and is just keeping quiet? Am I just being childish, wanting her to say something to me now? Am I just weak for wanting to have a heart-to-heart with someone under this kind of emotional stress? Go to Hatsumi's room after my bath, but she's not there today either. Feeling lonely and desperate, I end up calling Senpai.
そっか。トシルさんももうすぐなのね。
Mournfulness tinges her voice.
私が入職した時はすでにいた人だったけど、とうとう本当にいなくなるのか。酒井さんがいるとなると、沢井も今までみたいにはいかなくなるね。今までって？あんた、今までステルペンのたびにわーわー泣いてたでしょ。でも、もうきっとあんな風には泣けなくなるよ。
Senpai's words sound like an undecipherable prophecy, so I just tilt my head.
どういう意味ですか？
My errands are, I need to make something for Hobbit Day tomorrow, so I think I'm just gonna put, like, a stew in a slow cooker. Or something. I don't know. Senpai chuckles a bit on the other side of the line. I haven't really cooked anything other than, like, rice, but I don't know what, kind of Hobbit Day things my friends are expecting. Like, my brother wants to cook, a quiche or something. I don't know what my friend already cooked, like, some bread with jam in it. Looked really good. Easy to make, delicious too. Yeah, that's what I figured. Plus, I got my check from Twitch in the mail and I gotta drop that off. She hangs up before I can answer her. So hopefully this ends at around like 4 or 5, so I have enough time to go to the store, pick up a few things, and then cook it, and then take a nap, and then get ready for Gaki no Chukai. I don't really understand what Senpai was getting at. Oh, that reminds me. I'll do that later. I need to do the next community challenge. More drunk Gaki no Tsukai. What does she mean by I won't be able to cry like I used to? You gotta be strong for the newbie. An electrocardiogram monitor has been assigned to Mr. Toshiru as if to announce that he doesn't have much time left. Even when I'm doing other work, I can't get my mind off the monitor.
昔の人は心臓強いからなかなか楽になれんのよな。平成の子なんかソサイド起こったら心肺停止まですぐやのに。
山之内さん。
Her statement was so inappropriate that Hatsumi can't help but yell. This is gonna get really fucking annoying really fast. Then she takes a look at me.
沢井さん、エンゼルケアの準備はできているの？
はい。
I had finished the preparations, but I can't help but feel like it's a bit too early, especially with Mr. Toshiru's heart trying as hard as it is. Sakai is sitting next to me, pale-faced and watching the slowly worsening electrocardiogram monitor.
確認するけれど、DNR は取っているのよね。
はい。書類もここに。
酒井さん、辛いのはわかるけれど、エンゼルケアは私たち看護師が患者さんにできる最後のケアよ。分かって。
Aww, she's so cute. They made her so much cuter in all these after stories. I can't take it. His veins weaken more and more. After phoning the doctor, Hatsumi leaves the nurse's station. Sakai looks like she's on the verge of tears. Of course she would be. Dealing with a patient's death is always scary. I had to deal with my first Serban at half a year after I started the job, but Sakai's had to deal with one right after she started. The alarm screeches throughout the room. The twisted mountains on the monitor morph into a thin wave for a few moments before growing completely flat.
アシストーレ。今頃ドクターが家族に死亡宣告しとる。あんたらの出番やで。
I nod at Yamanouchi's signal and take Sakai out of the nurse's station. Mr. Toshiru's family is standing in the hallway. The doctor hurries off after announcing the patient's death, and after I pay some more attention to the Hatsumi explaining what happens next to the family, I head into the room. We soak Mr. Toshiru's towels with the warm water the nursing assistants have prepared. Then Sakai and I wipe them down on his quietly sleeping body. He no longer has the fierce expression he would stare at the ceiling with now. Now he has the calmest of faces at rest.
やっと楽になれたんですね、トシルさん。
Sakai is already crying. As for me, well, I'm sad, there's no doubt about that, but I feel more relieved, so I can't quite find my tears.
酒井さん、トシルさんの体こっち向けるから背中拭いてくれる？
Aww. Sakai, however, shows no sign of moving. Wiping away her tears seems like the most she can do right now. When I see her crying, I start to tear up too.
酒井さん、トシルさんをきれいにしてあげなきゃお家に返してあげられないんだよ。酒井さん、仕事中だよ。 泣きながらでもいいから仕事しよう。
すみません。
Can't seem terribly convincing since I'm crying too, but Sakai takes the towel that I offer her. With that, Sakai finishes up the rest of her first end-of-life care duty, and professionals discharge Mr. Toshiru by car from the back door.
お疲れ。初めてのエンゼルケアはどうやった？
Aww.
山之内さん、意地が悪いです。
そうか？
You know, I really want to pick up some of Yamanouchi's personality. Yeah, right?
あのじいさんにとっては長かった戦争がやっと終わったんや。死に顔は穏やかやったやろ。
Sakai is on a strange expression as she desperately holds back tears.
山之内さん、その辺にしてあげて。
Yeah, right?
何がやの？患者さんが死んで看護師がこっそり泣く。別に何も悪いことはあらへんやろ。沢井も覚えとるか？あのじいさん、嫁が意地悪や言うてナースコールかじっとったこともあったよな。
Oh yeah, I remember that.
そうですね。詰め所にあったおせんべいのやや受けを食べてスパイシーじゃのうって笑って。
Feeling tears come on, I quickly turn my back to Sakai. In the corner of my eye, I can see Hatsumi wiping her eyes while pretending to adjust her glasses. Part-timer picks up the tissue box on her desk. The room isn't unaffected by what happened. Everyone is mourning the death of that lovable old man, that former soldier.
じいさん、やっと楽になれたんやな。
Looking up at the ceiling, Yamanouchi softly put her crossed arms over her eyes. After we sent Mr. Toshiru off, the ward was quieter than usual, and work went on smoothly. As usual, Yamanouchi seemed to have some business and vanished as soon as the evening reports were over, and Sakai stayed behind to read reports. When I end up alone, the sight of Mr. Toshiru being driven off fills my mind. Tears start to gush from my eyes.
やっと楽になれたんだよね。
When I say out loud what Yamanouchi whispered in the nurse's station, a dam breaks in my tear glands and the tears come pouring down. Oh, I've been there. Someone comes into the changing room, but I don't look
頑
up.
張ったわね、香織。もう思い切り泣いてもいいのよ。
I look up to see Hatsumi there. Because Sakai was around, I couldn't cry like I used to. Because I knew that if I cried, that would only put more pressure on Sakai. With her emotions overwhelmed by dealing with her first sterben already, she didn't need to see her preceptor break down. But I've already made up my mind not to bawl like I used to. Because I'm a nurse. I'll shed some mournful tears for patients who've set out on their final journey. Then I'll face forward and get back to work.
大丈夫。大丈夫です。
Aww.
でも、
渚先輩に言われました。もう以前のように泣けなくなるよって。こういうことだったんですね。
そうよ。私たちは仕事であの場にいるのだから、仕事に支障が出るほど
I do gotta
泣い
say,
てはいけない
these voice actresses are all fantastic.
私涙を止められなかったけど酒井さんに仕事をしなさいって注意しました。
それでいいのよ。人が亡くなって悲しいという気持ちは人間として当然なのだから。
Hatsumi gently embraces me.
あなたはどんどん看護師らしくなっていくわね。
Whoa.
私の誇りよ。
Whoa.
初見さん。
Still in my uniform, I bury my face in Hatsumi's chest and let myself cry for a while. Stand the seiyus for sure. Yeah, they're really freaking good.
そんなわけ けでトシルさんが亡くなりました。穏やかなお顔でした。
It's like that's not something you would usually compliment because sound design is like if everything goes right then you don't notice it because that's how it should be. It should sound right. But like these girls are killing it. Because like it's one of those things where if it goes wrong, everybody will notice and everyone will be like, holy shit, this sounds terrible. But when it's right, everyone's like, yes, this is expected. But when it's like super good, it's like, holy shit, what the hell? This is amazing. Which is like, I felt that way about like Mushi Shi soundtrack and the singer for Lost Horizon. And the singer for Blind Guardian. They do their job, nobody's sure if they've done anything at all. Exactly.
そうでしょうか。
That's true, I must be awfully cold-blooded. And that makes me think that I'm still really green as a nurse, which is depressing to consider.
でもさ、それが生きてるってことよね。亡くなった部屋の隣の部屋では子供たちが笑ってる。そういうところだもんね、病院って。そうですね。で、沢井の大好きな初見主任さんは私たちの中で一番トシルさんとの付き合いが長かった人だから辛かったんじゃないかしら。
I had forgotten. I was too focused on my own sadness to notice Hatsumi's sadness.
すみません、渚先輩。休養ができたので。
That's rude as hell. I quickly hang up the phone and dash out of the room. I want to see Hatsumi as soon as I can. I took the elevator to see that it just started going down, so I can't use it. I hurry down the stairs. I get down to the 3rd floor where Hatsumi lives. Why would you take the elevator down 1 floor?
初見さん。
Fortunately, her room is empty. There's a cup that's seen recent use over a half-written document, too.
不在か。
I sigh, wash the tea stains out of the cup, and leave the room. The elevator is up on the 4th floor, and I don't feel like calling it down to the 2nd. Didn't you say the 3rd? So I dash up the stairs again.
ごめんなさい、主任さん。
When I get to the 4th floor, I hear a familiar voice. That voice is Sakai, right? Can't imagine the brand new Sakai would have any connections to the surgical ward's chief Kobayashi, so the only chief she could be speaking to is Hatsumi, right? This is, I thought of this earlier, but I didn't say it, but it's like, the chief is probably just helping Sakai study, and I don't know why Sakai was super duper flustered about it. I peek over the corner. And when I do... Whoa! Sakai and Hatsumi are meeting in secret! I love that. This is funny. I like this. This is funny. And they're hugging each other. Sakai looks up and Hatsumi brings her face closer. Wait, are they going to kiss? It's like so classic. And then Sakai leads Hatsumi into the room next to mine. I crumble to the floor. I saw that wrong, right? That didn't just happen. But Sakai did say chief, and that back was definitely Hatsumi's. I sit on the hallway floor in shock. Another door opens.
おや？なんや騒いやないの。こんなとこで何してんねん。
When I see that familiar face, a smorgasbord of emotions pour out of... Why did they choose that word? A smorgasbord of emotions. What the fuck? Who wrote this?
あ？
山之内さん。
沢井？
Surprised at me suddenly bawling from the floor. Ball so hard motherfuckers wanna find me. Yamanuchi quickly moves to stand me up.
ほら泣いてんと。尻が冷えるやろ。はよ部屋に入り。
We came for the panties. Well, we just saw a cheating scene. A little bit of NTR. I decide to indulge in Yamanouchi's kindness as I sob. Not that she's cheating. There's no way. She's just helping Sakai study, guaranteed. It's incredibly awkward to be seen wailing so hard.
なんや、大塚主任に振られたんか?
Oh. She rubs the salt in my wounds with her question as she hands me some tea. Tears pour out of my eyes again. I bring the hot cup to my mouth and manage to hide my face.
まあなあ、あんたもプリセプトして頑張ってはいるんやけどな。
Them's the facts.
あのお嬢と比べて
She's just
見
stirring
劣
the
り
pot
するの
now.
も事実やもんな。
Oof.
いや、あんたが頑張っとるのみんな認めとるよ。でも仕事のできる人にはできひんやつの気持ちはいまいちわからへんのかもしれんしね。
Ow! Does that mean that talented workers connect more deeply? Speedwagon. Just Speedwagon. What's up? Is he a man of culture? And Sakai is a really talented worker, even though she's new to the job. You're not the only one with the JoJo name that's been around here. Erg, I might not be able to recover from this.
主任さんは私より酒井さんの方を好きになってしまったってことなんでしょうか。
あほ、誰もそこまで言うとら。
She smacks me on the head.
仕事ができる者同士は基礎理論すっ飛ばして話ができるから、そんだけ高度な話で盛り上がれるっちゅうだけや。
だったら山之内さんと盛り上がったらいいじゃないですか。
Are you also going to assault us with JoJokes and JoJo puns? Quick, someone put your finger on the bad hammer. Shiki, you're there?
Yeah, I'll be like a lion and eat the genitals first.
Whoa! What? Thank you very much for the follow. Later tonight, we're gonna be getting drunk and watching Gaki no Tsukai, so I hope you're there for that too.
むしろ自分の看護官を認めさせようとしてついつい白熱した議論になってまうね。
Do not worry.
それはそれで盛り上がっとるように見える
We
けどな。
stand Speedwagon. Speedwagon is the best waifu in JoJo's. You're more tame? Got it. We like our low-key boys.
あんたや藤沢を相手に仕事の話してもあの主任には物足りんやろうし。
I wouldn't be satisfying?
けど相手があのお嬢やったら話はだいぶ変わってくるやろうな。あの子知識だけはベテラン並みやから。
I can't say a word in objection.
まあ気にすんなさい。うちが言うたんはあくまでも仕事が話題の時限定の話や。惚れた晴れたの話じゃないから心配すんな。
でも
傍から見てもあの主任はあんたにベタ惚れや。安心
I
し。
love her. She's so cute. They're all so cute, except Nagisa. Nagisa's an ass. She smacks my back.
私には初美さんに主張できるような看護官なんてないかも。
いやせやから問題はそこやなくて、どないしよう。ちょっとからかっただけのつもりやったのに。もうしゃあないな。
Mushanai na? I look up when I hear a bump and I notice a big bottle of alcohol in front of me.
うちのとっときの酒美少女や。今夜は付き合うたろ。とことん飲むで。
But we have work tomorrow. That night I drank more than I should with Yamanouchi and complained my heart out. Though she poured me so much that I couldn't actually tell how dearly she preserved... Though she poured me so much that I couldn't actually tell how her dearly preserved drink tasted. Oh, Jesus! My phone is ringing somewhere far off. That annoying voice keeps ringing in my head, so I put my covers over my face. I don't want to accept it. I'm not going to accept it. Ever! Don't you have work or something, you ass? I open my eyes to realize it's evening. Hey, I was drinking with Yamanouchi last night, right? I don't have any memories after that. I was on the day shift today. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
やばい。
I don't need a mirror to tell that my face has gone as pale as a sheet. I skipped work! I'm on my 3rd year, but I drank myself into a stupor a night before work and skipped out without calling in! That voice, that's Senpai? I stagger myself to my feet and move to open the door, but the moment I unlock it...
何よ、元気なんじゃない。無断欠勤したって聞いたから心配して飛んできたのに。どうして病棟の違う渚先輩が知って。
Uh-oh, this is big danger.
大塚主任がわざわざ外科にまで理由を知らないかって直接聞きに来たのよ。電話をかけて誰も電話って。
Senpai, did you change a little in the surgical ward? She was never the type to make dad jokes like that before, but...
今のギャグはともかく、香りは理由もなく無断欠勤するような子じゃないわなんて言ってすごく心配してたわよ。今日は市長主任会議があるし、いろいろあって沢井の様子を見に行けないからって。
You're back. We accidentally skipped work because we got too drunk.
まさかこんな顔してお酒の匂いをさせて
Reeking of booze and
部屋で
sleeping
ふ
all
て寝してた
day.
だけだなんて思わなかったわ。はあ、がっかり。
Senpai barges into my room.
ごめんなさい。
I let Senpai into my room and make some tea. See, it isn't time for Gaki yet. Yeah, right? Come to think of it, did I thank Yamanouchi for listening to me complain last night? Ugh, I can't remember a thing.
で、ずる休みの理由は何？二日酔いだけが理由じゃないでしょ？
I mean, when you sleep for like 20 hours.
その
I hesitate on whether to say it or not, but keeping quiet won't get me anywhere.
実は
Tell Senpai most of what I saw yesterday, though I couldn't bring myself to tell her about Sakai and Hatsumi kissing. When I thought about it, the other day when I saw Hatsumi going into what I thought was my room, she probably got into Sakai's room next to mine.
で要するに沢井は大塚主任が酒井さんと浮気してんじゃないかって疑ってるのよね。
This is the second time that she's afraid someone's cheating on her, and it's kind of adorable how jealous she gets. But it's like, have a little bit of trust. Come on.
疑ってるっていうか、そうやってうだうだ言ってるってことは疑ってるのと同じことよ。
She hits hard.
渚先輩、外科に行ってちょっと言動がきつくなってませんか？
I got a knot in my hair. Hold on. It's bothering me. There we go.
そりゃそうよ。外科はスピードが命。ちんたらやってると患者さん死んじゃうもん。
She says that with a straight face and sips her tea. Whoo boy, the senpai I've always looked up to has grown in kind of odd direction and gotten pretty manly.
だいたい沢井、ちゃんと大塚主任と話し合ったの？それは。
I haven't even thought of talking about it with her. You're so dumb. I just ran away since the scene I'd witnessed was too painful.
要はさ、あの主任が酒井さんの部屋にこそこそ入ってったってことが気に入らないんでしょ？それだけじゃないけど。じゃあ何？
She looks right at me. I decide to tell it to her straight. Yet my heart quivers.
キスしてた。はあ？
Oh.
もしかしたら見間違いかもしれないけど、初美さん、酒井さんにキスしてた。見間違いかもだけど。見間違いじゃなかったら浮気確定。
Oh. She came out and said it so easily what I was desperately trying to look away from.
でもさ、 あの大塚主任ってさ、今まで仕事が恋人だった不器用な女でしょ。そんな情緒のない女が浮気なんてできるのかしら。
Could she really pull off cheating on someone?
そんなのわかんないよ。
Senpai lets out a deep sigh.
沢井はさ、主任に浮気しててほしいの？
Yeah, it's like you want her to cheat on you so you have an excuse.
そんなわけない。じゃあまずは主任が浮気してなかったってことをちゃんと確認する必要があるよね。その確認した？
I haven't. I can't. I'm too scared to. She says that she's tired of going out with me. There's no way I could recover.
相手の気持ちを確かめるのが怖い。その気持ちわかるわよ。
Yeah, you would know, Nagisa, huh? Senpai has a point. It's bold to assume anyone could put up with Chief's habits. Yeah, right? Senpai nods vigorously. Senpai really comes through for me in situations like these.
相手は海線山線のスタッフを束ねる病棟主任。こっちはたかが3年目のひよっこ看護師。どうあっても太刀打ちなんかできないもんね。沢井が及び腰になる気持ちはわかるわ。それは仕方がないことかもしれない。でもね。でも当たって砕けるのもまた重要よ。
Yeah, right? Get shot down? I'm gonna get shot down?
大丈夫よ。骨なら私が拾ってあげる。どんなに細かく砕けても小さなかけらさえちまちまきれいに拾ってあげるから。
I don't appreciate that at all. Not in the least, but I really appreciate how much Senpai cares about me.
この時間なら主任も会議から戻ってきてるわ。だから即断即決即実行よ。
She's gonna be so fucking pissed that I skipped work today?
大丈夫大丈夫、心配いらないから。じゃあちょっと待っててね。
She pulls her phone out of her pocket and calls someone. She shoots a glance at me. For some reason, she's grinning.
はいはい、藤沢です。
Whoa!
大好きな恋人が浮気したってへこんでるんで、今から沢井連れて突撃しますね。
She just calls up the chief. Hey, yo, your bitch is like afraid you're cheating on her. It's like, whoa, hold on.
今から？この件では私もド発展ですから。首を洗って待っててくださいね。
Make your peace and get ready. Senpai hangs up the phone without hearing a second word, then grabs my arm and stands up.
善は急げ。私は主任を信じて沢井を任せたのよ。
I've got some choice words for
直接文句言ってや
her.
らなきゃ気が済まないわ。渚先輩。
She even said before she started, air quotes, seeing Sakai that, like, you know, that I'm the only one for her, so... Maybe I'm dumb and I would trust it too much, but, like, it's dumb. I feel like I've got a really reliable ally, but I feel strangely worried. For some reason, Sakai is in Hatsumi's room. Just looking at her face makes my chest tighten so much that I can't say a thing.
ほほー、さすがは内科の敏腕主任。この場に浮気疑惑の
Stop!
相手を
They're
同
studying.
席
I
させる
swear to
なん
God,
て
they're studying
いい度胸
together.
です。
That's all they're doing is studying.
藤沢さん、あなたまでなんてことを言うのよ。これは私が頼んだことで。
The moment I hear Sakai's voice, the dam of emotions in my heart breaks.
ごめんなさい、酒井さん。私から初見さんを取らないで。
Ah, shit.
はい？
私、初見さんが本当に好きなの。初見さんと釣り合うようなナース
I'm
じゃないけ
telling
ど。
you, they're just studying. Why are you
こ
so
の気持ちを抑えられない。
stupid but cute, Cowdy?
私が初見さんの周囲をうろつくのを見るのは、そりゃイライラすると思う。
Are they not gonna talk about how she fucking skipped out on work because she was hungover?
諦めきれないの。私の人生から初見さんがいなくなるなん
Holy
て。
shit, I hate how dumb these girls
苦
are.
しくて辛くて仕方がないの。
Yeah, it's cringy. It definitely is.
ちょっと待って。何の話をしてるんですか、あなたは。
I look up to see that Sakai and Hatsumi are both beet red.
私は慣れない病棟勤務でいろいろと相談に乗ってもらっていただけです。
That's what I've been saying.
あなたが指導頑張ってくれてるのはわかるけど、私はこういう性格だからついきついこと言っちゃうし伝わらないし、トシルさんが亡くなった時何もできなくて、でも沢井さんに叱ってもらって悔しくて。
Wait, what's going on?
確かに酒井さんの目から見れば沢井さんは頼りなく見えるかもしれないわね。
Hatsumi chuckles and gives me a harsh look.
天然だし、ナースコール対応では噛むし、緊急事態にはいつまで経っても慣れないし、やけ酒して欠勤するし。
Oof. Hatsumi, you don't have to put it like that.
でもうちのスタッフの誰よりも患者さんのことを優しい目で見ているわ。
I mean, you literally skipped work because you were fucking wasted.
努力もしてい
I
る。
mean, I've skipped work so few times, and that's because I was like super actual sick. And it's like, I remember one time when I was working for my school's bookstore in college, I called or I sent an email the night before, like, hey, I feel like shit. I'll call you tomorrow to let you know if I am too sick to go to work. And then I woke up like throwing up at like 8 a.m. an hour before my shift. So I called and I'm like, I'm throwing up. I'm not going to work. Oh wait, no. A little different. It was the day before I was working in the back, like I think they put me in the back on purpose because I was like snot just coming out of my face, my head hurt, all that stuff, but I was, still on the clock. And it like just got worse and worse over the night. And then like my boss let me go an hour early. He's like, just get out of here and get some rest. I'm like, thank you. If I don't come in tomorrow, you know why. So then I went to then the next day happened where I woke up like throwing up, feeling like fuck shit, and I just called my boss and I'm like, I'm not coming in today. I'm way too sick. You play sick too? I mean, I have way too good of a work ethic to just play sick. Like, I would do that with school, but I wouldn't do that with work, because my mindset is like, people are relying on me. I am on the schedule, and if I don't show up, then that is a big problem for all of the other people. Kind of like a collectivist way of looking at it, where it's like, everyone is supposed to be working together, and if one person can't, then that's an issue for everybody. Even though it's really not that big of an issue, especially when it's like, it was a bookstore, it was in between the start of the semester, so it was really not that busy at all anyway. But it was still like, I felt bad, because it's like, I was on the schedule, I'm supposed to be working, but now I'm not, because I'm sick, but like, that's excusable, you know what I mean?
有能な酒井さんには物足りなく思えるかもしれないわね。でも技術や知識だけが看護じゃないの。患者さんの生活に寄り添うすべてが看護なのよ。
She lets out a bit of a giggle.
確かに沢井さんはまだまだ未熟者よ。でもそれでも未熟だからこそ沢井さんに酒井さんのプリセプターを任せたの。
There might have been like 1 or 2 days of work that I ever missed when I was working for the restaurant for like 2 years.
未熟だからこそ。
I was like Sunday through Thursday, 5 days a week.
あなたが沢井さんにきつい言葉をぶつけた後、こっそりへこんでいること、私が気づいていないとでも思った？酒井さんが沢井さんから学ぶべきことは、あなたが思っている以上にたくさんあるわ。それは誰かから教えてもらうんじゃなくて、
And that was something my friends would say is like a flaw is like I'm too dedicated to my work, even as stupid as it is. Like even when I was just a dishwasher, it's like I'm on the schedule, gotta go in, kind of feel like crap, got a headache. I'm not gonna call out sick though, because that would be an issue. And then it's like if my boss would call me on a day off and be like, can you please come into work because someone else is sick? It's like, oh, fine. And then my friends would make fun of me. It's like, you have way too good of a work ethic. That is not good because you're going to let these people take advantage of you. I'm like, listen, man, I got to grind for that paper.
言うつもりのなかったひどい言葉を吐いて落ち込む。ひどい言葉を言われて落ち込む。それはあなたたちにとって無駄じゃないの。
Miss work all the time? Oof.
ってことはつまり
Imagine having a job.
主任さんは浮気してたとかじゃなくて
バカね。私は香りだけを愛してる。
And Nagisa getting all wound up for Cowdy is adorable, though. Tsumi looks exasperated and looks at me with a gently admonishing face. Don't need to imagine. Her eyes are terribly gentle, and I couldn't even believe in her fully.
初見さん、疑ってごめんなさい。
Yeah, you should be sorry, you ass. I quickly bow my head and she softly puts her hand on my head.
実はね、あなたが私を疑っていること、うすうす感づいていたわ。でも、
Whoopsies.
どうしてですか？
Next paycheck you'll get the coconut cast off.
悩んだの
Ooh.
に。
Which one? The first one or the more recent one that's coming out? That's you gotta pre-order. That's the word. One with the booty. Her gentle hand comfortingly strokes my head.
だって悩んでいる間、あなたは私のことだけを考えて、
The booty one?
私のこと以
Yeah.
外を考えなくなるでしょ。
You know I already got that on pre-order.
主任さん？主任失格って言いたいのね。分かっているわ。でも私だって恋する女なの。これでも独占欲は強いつもりよ。
なんて旗迷惑な。
沢井さんって意外と心が狭いんですね。
What? Bunch of Nekopara figures you need to save for. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned this already. I just got my vanilla in the mail.
私だったら一度信じた相手はとことん信じ抜く自信があるんです
I
け
need
ど
to
ね。
open her up. I must free her.
だって二人がキスしてるの見たんだもの。
キス？私が主任さんと見間違いにも程があるわ。
おバカさんね。私の唇は香りだけのものよ。
それは分かってるんですけど、
Free her. But you were with Sakai, and she's way more talented than I am. Well, my pride won't let me say that out loud, so I keep quiet.
はあ、アホらしい。
Yeah, debate, and it's like you sleep on it, and it's like, do I still really want this figure? And then you sleep on it again, and then all of a sudden pre-orders are done. It's like, shit, I really wanted that figure. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Nagisa whispers, sounding completely done.
もう本当に全く
Coconut
の
won
同意見です。
Not even a contest.
そんなに
I'll
フ
let you
ラ
know
フラ
how
する
good the
の
big
なら
booty is, though.
私が奪っちゃいますよ。
I'll steal her away. When I see that gentle smile match with those mean words, I find myself hugging Hatsumi. After looking at Sakai with strangely hostile eyes, Hatsumi hugs me tight. Senpai, well, she looks at us in exasperation before turning to Sakai.
で、あんたはどっちを取るの？
Sakai looks back at Senpai with knowing eyes. I could feel Hatsumi's tension from her arms around me. They're all so dumb. I don't really get it, but apparently Sakai and Hatsumi understood what Senpai meant.
さあ、どちらでしょう？
あんたが主任を奪うなら協力してもいいわよ。その代わり、サワイは私がもらうから。
Yuri nurses. Yeah, you're just in time for the ending.
当事者を無視して話を進めない。
Senpai and Sakai take a look at each other, then share a giggle. This is the chief's after story.
どっちにしても
この状態じゃ奪うのは骨が折れそうですけど。
引っかき回すのはさぞ面白いと思うけど、馬に蹴られる前にほどほどにしときなさいよ。
Collection of disaster lesbians. Yeah, pretty much. 1/4 figure is very expensive, yeah. I mean, it's a 1/4, and it's really nice. Seem to be enjoying mocking us, so I hold Hatsumi tighter.
やだやだ、誰にもあげないんだから。
Cute. Hatsumi's mine, you hear me? She's all mine!
その通りよ。私から香りを奪うつもりなら
They're
命が
so
けでいらっしゃい。
dorky. They're adorable.
生まれてきたことを後悔させてあげるわ。
Ooh, she's evil. We can't tell if Hatsumi is joking or being serious. Senpai is taken aback. Sakai is honestly scared, and I...
ダメです。私のために犯罪者に
They're
なっ
like
ちゃ
playing it up
嫌で
now.
す。
もちろんよ。私の可愛い香り。横連母するような不届き者は馬に蹴
Their
らせておけばいいの。
sickeningly sweet romantic sketch.
わざわざ自分の手を汚すなんてバカな真似はしないわ。
初見さん。
香り。
Forgetting that the gallery is watching, we melt into each other with a deep kiss. Oh my god. Stop. Stop. They're right there. GGEZ. Is this the best ending? All of the endings were pretty good. I don't know whose would be the best, but the worst was definitely Nagisa. Aw, crying chief. Glasses, when I first started playing the game, I aimed for the chief, but then it turned out that the chief's route was locked, and you had to do all the other girls first. But it turns out Yamanouchi is the best girl. Me glasses girl. Well, Yamanouchi does wear glasses. Not at work though, but when she's a nerd at home. She draws manga and it's like classic tracksuit. She takes off her makeup and she has freckles. She wears the glasses and puts her hair back in a bun. Yamanouchi's just the best girl. Chief, very close second. Nerdy types of girls? Yeah, they're cute. Like, look at the chief in her loungewear. It's adorable. Chief is an older woman. Bonus points if they're slightly chubby. Oh, I get that. I totally get that. They got like a tiny belly. Well, not a tiny belly. You know what I mean. A tiny bit more belly. Some pokeable bits. Older women on the bed. No taller than 1'6". Oh, Yamanouchi is tall though. Yamanouchi is tall and lanky. So that's a different kind of nerdy. Alright. An uneventful week has passed since then. Sakai had declared she'd steal one of us away, but she didn't quite do anything. Instead, we enjoyed peaceful days at work. I wonder if the chief's threat worked. Still, the ward is as busy as ever. I've been phoning Senpai on nights I don't stay over at Hatsumi's room. We've been swapping info, and it sounds like the surgical ward is every bit as busy.
306行ってきます。
大丈夫？子供部屋だけど、私もついていこうか。
Kodomo beya. The kid room.
私を誰だと思っているんですか？百合ヶ浜に戻ってこなければ 今頃は帝大の小児科でバリバリと。
はーい、そこの二人。
There's
口
Yamanouchi.
動かさんと手動かし。
See, like at work, she looks like, you know, all of this, and then when she's at home, she has the glasses, the freckles, the messy hair, the tracksuit. It's such a cute gap.
では行ってきます。
Dewa. The internal medicine ward has a different flavor of busy from the surgical ward, but it keeps on turning. From the doctor's desk a bit further away, Chief Hatsumi is looking over at me like she's watching something bright.
主任さん、どうかしたんですか？
いいえ、なんでもないのよ。ただあなたと酒井さんのやりとりを見ていると、まるで本当の姉妹のようにも見えて、ちょっと懐かしい気分になっただけ。
私、酒井さんのプリセプターですから。でも気のいい妹を持つと大変ですね。口じゃ勝てませんから。
そうね、そうかもしれないわね。
Natsumi's eyes grow distant. He's probably thinking back to Hazuki.
甘い雰囲気壊すようで申し訳ないんですが、今な、めっさ忙しいねやんか。猫の手も借りたいくらいやねやんか。イチャつくんは帰ってから寮でやってんか？
Yeah, tell him, Yasuka. After hearing Yamanouchi's scolding, we look at each other for a moment and burst out laughing.
なんだかこうして初見さんの部屋でくつろぐの久しぶりのような気がします。
そうね、酒井さんの相談の時は私が彼女の部屋に行っていたし。
Natsumi strains out a smile as she hands me some black tea. She seems to have done quite a bit of research since then, and her black tea's gotten really good. Though sometimes she'll serve up something that tastes utterly horrific, so her tea's a bit of a Russian roulette.
それって部屋が散らかってるのを酒井さんに見られたくなかったからですか？
あなた以外の人をこの部屋に入れたくなかったからよ。
She responds immediately with a big frown.
初見さん。
I'm so happy that as I gaze at Hatsumi's familiar face, I see her redness extend from her cheeks to her ears until it covers her entire face.
もう嫌だわ。こんなこと言わせないでちょうだい。
You big silly.
バカ。
Hatsumi's always so cute when she's embarrassed. I just want to kiss her.
あれ？誰か来た。
Disappointment bubbles up at the interruption. Hatsumi's the chief of a ward, so it's no surprise that someone would come visit her after hours about something work-related.
そんなの放っておきなさい。今はプライベートよ。
They'll just give up and
居
go
留守し
somewhere
ていれ
else.
ば、そのうち諦めてどっか行くわ。
もうそういうわけにもいかないでしょ。仮にも主任さんなんだから。こういうと
Imagine
こ
the
ろ
newbie
ほんと
being the
ズボラですよ。
responsible one. On the other side of the door was...
こんばんは。勉強を教えてもらいに来ました。
But
お邪魔します。
あの、
Sakai steps into Hatsumi's room while I am too stunned to react. Ah, my precious alone time with Hatsumi!
昼間沢井さんにわからないことを質問したんですが、拉致が開かなかったので、お部屋を襲撃させていただきました。
Yeah, the chief was the smart one. She was like, just shut up and let her go away.
襲撃って。
Hatsumi has an awkward smile pointed at Sakai. Hatsumi was right. I should have left the door closed.
来ちゃった以上は仕方がないけれど、この部屋は
Little
私
nest
と
of
香り
love.
の愛の巣だってこと忘れないでちょうだいね。
They're so corny. Hatsumi sets the ground rules immediately. Sakai, however, is looking around at Hatsumi's room with the most inquisitive of eyes, leaving it ambiguous whether she is listening or not.
私聞いたことがあるんですけど、自分の部屋を最も快適な巣にしちゃうナースって結構いるんですってね。 そんな風に巣作りしてしまうから恋人ができないんですって。
Oh shit. Yo, she's going in.
私には香りという恋人がいます。
初美
はいはい。お二人がバカップルなのはもう十分に分かりましたから、この抗がん剤の薬理的作用と副作用について教えてください。
Sakai's brought over a list of anti-cancer drugs that I've seen in the ward. When I take a glance at Hatsumi, I see that she's already in nurse mode. I can't believe this. My precious alone time with Hatsumi.
さん酒井さんのお邪魔虫。
悔しかったら沢井さんも後輩の質問くらいすぐ返せるようにお勉強しておいてください。
Ow. I can't say anything to that. We end up falling into an emergency study session. After studying about drugs to satisfaction, Sakai leaves without incident. You know, she probably just wanted to mess with me a little.
ま
Aww.
ったく困ったものね。ここは私とあなただけの愛の巣だってあなたも認識してくれなくては。
Hatsumi? Are you mad at me for opening the door when you told me not to?
愛の巣ってなんだか言葉自体が照れくさいです。
バカね。それがいいのよ。分かっていないわね。
Well, she does have a point. Hatsumi giggles. The thought strikes me that if Hazuki were still around, she might be like this. When Hatsumi and I are enjoying our alone time, she'd probably get jealous. And if I'd play with Hazuki, Hatsumi would pout and ask if she'd finished her studies. Then I'd feel their sisterly bond, get jealous, and pout myself. The relationship between the three of us probably wouldn't change. Hazuki would just take Sakai's place. And besides, Hatsumi only learned who I was because of that accident anyway.
酒井さん、気を利かせてくれたんですよね。
あの子は頭のいい子だもの。私たちの自慢の妹だわ。
妹ですか？
そうよ。不安定だったあの子の心をあなたが支えて、そのサポートを私がした。あなたがいなければあの子は頭でっかちのまま現実に押しつぶされていたわね。きっとそれを救ったのが
Wired or Wi-Fi? Wired. That's not even an opinion, that's just fact. You have to be wired. Because if you're not, then packet loss can and will happen all the time. I legit bought a 100-foot long Ethernet cable, and I'm running it from my computer, out my door, down the stairs, around the wall, around up above another door, into my mother's room, plugged it into the router so I could have stable internet. I did have a Wi-Fi because I had a Wi-Fi card in my old computer, but it was just like I would play League of Legends nonstop, and like at least once a game I would just not move for like a minute, and it's like, all right, this fucking sucks. I mean, you gotta, if you want that solid internet, if you're not streaming or if you're not playing online games, then it doesn't matter. You can have Wi-Fi.
初美さんだって私を救ってくれました。
Wires routed through the wall. I mean, we thought about drilling down, but it's like that'd be too much work.
そうだったわね。酒井さんが私たちの妹であると同じく、あなたも私の妹であり、大切な恋人なのよ。
初美さん、
姉としてあなたたちの成長が楽しみでならないわ。
私初美さんの隣に立っても恥ずかしくないちゃんとした看護師になります。だから
I lean over onto Hatsumi and gently close my eyes.
もう香りは甘えん坊さんね。
Hatsumi's kiss is delightfully sweet and tastes of honeyed milk tea. Look at that neck. Also need to get an Ethernet adapter. Oh yeah, I need to do that too. Cause I love Splatoon. I only really play Turf War, but I love Splatoon. But I DC every other game, and it's like, fuck. Alrighty, that's gonna be it for me though, cause I got some errands to do. This image is very cute. Yes, I still have one more girl I need to do. There she is, right back there. Don't know when I'm gonna finish that up, but it's gonna be one of these, one of the days next week. I'm gonna finally, at the very least, finish one of her routes. The super secret hidden character that we never ever see. So, you know, we'll get there. But yeah, hold on. I need to show you Yamanouchi, and I need to show or take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Let's see. There she is. That's Yamanouchi when she's not in work mode. She's cute as a button. And that's the ending scene with Yamanouchi, and it's adorable. There's still one more girl we need to find. It's kind of annoying. Alright. This is gonna be the thumbnail. I'm gonna put my head like right down in the bottom corner, being like, hey, what's going on over here? Being like, ooh, Yuri nurses. That's what's going on. Alright, but yeah, that is gonna be it for me. You know exactly what's gonna be happening later tonight. We got Drunk Gaki no Tsukai, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all better be there. And I'm going to be raiding Responsible Senpai because 2 days in a row we have some birthday raids we need to get done. So, Responsible Senpai is going to get the raid. And then the raid message is going to be, Leo started a birthday mosh pit, as is tradition. If you don't have the emote, well, it looks like I see a lot of devil horns in the chat, so y'all are fine. So I will catch you cats later.